Happy Monday, lovely people. This is the last vlog from home for the next couple of days. I'm pretty much all packed for my trip, like art stuff. You might have seen that on my Facebook page, and I just gotta pack up all the camera stuff after I've shot this video. And then I'm studio and computer wise, I'm good to go. So I'm very much looking forward to meeting my cousin and auntie, and it just so happens on the way back I'm also going to see my uncle and other aunt on the way home, just having a stop there. So I'm looking forward to, well, getting some new inspirations, calming down, letting a couple of stressful things behind me for a couple of days to re-energize and refocus. So highly needed, I have to say. So now for today. I published this morning, well, shortly after I woke up, I have to say it was not really morning. I published my new art journal watch-along videos, the narrated real-time and the unnarrated time-lapsed version. And I just gonna pick it up. Voila, there it is, my piece. Because I wanted to talk about that particular art journal page on today's vlog, as I do most Mondays. So the art journal page this week was my take on the Jenny Belly October challenge. If you're not familiar with those, Jenny Belly has an art journal workshop website where you can register and join different groups around art journaling and art on itself and getting inspired. Any theme there is pretty much. She has a lot of stuff on her channel about that, so hop on over if you're interested. It's really cool. So the challenge this month was I have never. So the thought behind that was to do something that you never tried as an artist, and that was kind of difficult for me in the beginning because I tried pretty much everything other than oil, and I don't have oil painting colors here, so I was not able to try that. Anything else that I could think of and that I've seen other artists do, I at least tried it. So I had a bit of a difficulty to come up with what I've never done. And then I thought about, well, I'm left-handed. I do my art stuff with my left hand mostly. I can paint a line or two with my right hand as well. That's working, but I never ever completed a whole art piece with my right hand only. And there I had it. There was my theme for my painting. So the next thing that I had to come up with, what did I want to paint with my right hand? And there is this thing about artists. I already said that in the watch along video and also mentioned it in the forum. Although we know that we might not appeal to everybody with the kind of art that we do, we somehow want at least some people to find our artwork nice, beautiful, awesome, innovative, something. So we're a little bit vain, everybody is, and I think to a point that's a good thing, right? It pushes us, it drives us forward to, well, accomplish what we want to accomplish. So I don't see that as a bad thing. It's just something that is good as long as it is in check. Like, if that is your only quality, I would say, oh, there is a difficulty. But if it's only one quality that you have and that well, drives you to do better stuff or do more artwork, all the better for it. So with that said, I chose an animal that is said to be vain, and that is the male peacock. And I also liked, I like the bird itself. I like the colors and how they behave in the sunlight, how they glitter. They're very beautiful. And I thought, well, why not draw a peacock or paint a peacock with my non-dominant hand and make it as best as I can. So I went ahead and did have some background book pages, went on with watercolors, very loose, because with a quick watercolor background I can control my hand. The problem is, or the challenge was, to control the movements of my right hand for as long as I can. And I started having trouble 20 minutes in, and at 45 minutes I had to support my right wrist because it was just like going all over the place, which is not too good if you don't have a huge canvas. So yeah, I had fun with that painting, as you can imagine. However, that's why I chose watercolors, because it goes very quick. It dries off fairly quick, it blends nicely, and I can create a nice, smooth, consistent background with my right hand without fiddling for an hour and a half and then being totally exhausted and not being able to use my right hand for the next 5 days. So that's why I chose watercolors. I'm looking down at the painting, by the way. And then I went in with permanent markers to draw the eyes of the tails, because this is again my kind of illustration style that I'm drawn to, and I colored those eyes in with permanent Copic markers and Indian markers, because I had them at hand, and you can again draw quickly with them and they have a nice tip, so I was able to control the movement quite a bit. For the shadows and some of the definition on the neck and the middle part of the tail feathers, I use colored pencils and also Copics and Indian markers, a mixture of those laying one over the other. And I think it made... it gave the especially the neck, like on the just below the head, on that part, it gave it a nice depth and a nice shading there. Though I did not really apply as much color, or I struggled with even being able to go for details on the bird. So this is definitely not a realistic one. I could never make a realistic painting with my right hand. I learned that. Well, then the rest is pretty much just my usual illustration style, going with permanent markers in white and black over the lines of the birds, highlighting bits here, making it more into an illustration. And the last thing I did was adding pearl gel, just tiny dots here and there, and it shimmers a bit when you look at the painting, but it's not too overwhelming, so to say. It doesn't hurt your eye or stands out too much as a medium or as a color on the drawing, which I liked a lot. So all in all, I'm very happy with this page. It looks bright, it looks happy, and almost kind of mythical in a way, or fairy tale-ish. It has a certain touch to it that I can't really describe, but I would put it into a fairy tale, fantasy, unreal corner or segment. Other than that, all the other like the techniques that I used, I was very used to those, so there was no challenge for me. The challenge really was just to do it with your other hand. And the thing is, while I paint usually with my left hand, I can zone out, I can go into a Zen mode, so to say. I don't have to think about the techniques, I just do. It's kind of almost like an automatic mode that I go in. It's raw emotions that I paint. I hardly ever think about techniques or sit there and think, how could I do that now? My hand seems to have its own brain even, at least the left hand. And sometimes when I'm finishing a painting, and it doesn't matter if it's an art journal or a Palettendreckbild or any other painting, I snap out of my Zen mode zone and I'm like, whoo, what did I do there? I did produce that? It's like, kind of like a surprise. It's almost like I'm halfway unconscious when I paint, and then I wake up in the mornings and it's like, oh, okay, so this just happened. And like, again, I think it's pretty much 90% is just my emotions that go into a painting, and that I let flow into, or, well, that I transfer from myself onto a surface. So with the right hand, not possible. I was so focused on technique and figuring out how to hold the pen to get a smooth line, especially with the ellipses of the eye of in the tail of the peacock. I had trouble really to, or I had to focus very hard to make sure that I have ellipses that are, well, not crooked, that are fluent, and how to hold my hand, how to angle my wrist and everything. I was very conscious of the technique, and I was not in my usual Zen mode of painting. It was really more on the technical side and trying to accomplish what I know I can do with my other hand, but at the same point forcing myself. I had my hand in my left hand in my pocket all the time, or like fiddling with something else, my scarf or something, just to make sure that my left hand will not be used for that painting. And it was so difficult and weird that I was almost laughing at myself while I painted. It was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Why am I doing this? But I guess it's just to complete the challenge, right? You have to do what you have to do. So this was there was no stage of the whole piece that I felt close to my usual painting mode that I'm in. Nowhere near, not even the slightest. And I found that very exhausting, I have to say. Usually I can paint for 10, 11, 12 hours the whole day. I don't care. I'm seldomly exhausted or really tired of swinging my brush. It's like the muscles on this lovely hand are trained, and since I don't really think about techniques and stuff, I just can be relaxed the whole time. But with my right hand, after 45 minutes that it took me to complete this page, I was exhausted beyond anything I could ever have imagined, like being exhausted after 45 minutes drawing or painting with your non-dominant hand. I did not expect that. I expected that my muscles would be maybe sore, or that I would get cramps or something. But not that my mind would be so exhausted and so tired, and I couldn't hold a coffee cup afterwards with that hand or do anything else. It was just like lead. And also my brain was almost like in this state where you're so exhausted because you couldn't sleep for 2 days, or you just came out of surgery and the anesthesia is wearing off, but it's still knocking you out a bit, that state. And it was, I did not expect that. Like I said, it was very weird and kind of exhausting, or in a way, well, I would say almost alerting, like, whoa, what's happening here? Why am I in that state? I did not expect that. What is happening? Is it just the doing the challenge, or is it like something else going on? It's like, my brain is weird, I'd say. So yeah, that happened last week. Otherwise, I think you can hear more in-depth or funny things or whatever in the video, the real-time narrated version, though I did speed that up by like 50% speed up, because, well, there's nothing really interesting to see, or something new that I do, because I've been doing these kind of paintings in the last couple of videos in my art journal page already, so there was nothing new, but it was just the other hand. So I thought it would be fair to speed up the video by 50% and narrate it the whole way through, instead of narrating a couple of sentences and then having only music played and then coming back with another sentence. So I hope you forgive me for this 50% speed up. If you have any questions, any other funny things that you want to ask or want to say, please just leave a comment below. I would be very happy if you do so. Otherwise, I'm going to see you hopefully tomorrow on other vlogs. Again, like I said in the last episode of this lovely vlog, I'm going to travel tomorrow until Friday, and I'm probably going to be home on Friday very, very late. So in case the internet does not work at the place that I'm going to, though I chose my hotel by that sentence, free VLAN on your room. That's why I said, okay, I want this hotel. In case it doesn't work, I'm going to vlog offline and compile it somehow, and well, make a longer vlog on Friday night when I come back. Otherwise, if it works, I'm going to see you tomorrow with a new episode, but from, like I said, another location. And I hope you have a very good day. I'm going to edit this video now and then pack away all the camera stuff into my lovely bag to take with me. So, have a good one, take good care, and enjoy, create, do all the good things that you love to do. Goodbye!